Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. This is your Nintendo News Minute for May 16th, 2024. Before we jump into this, I want to let you guys know that I am now an Elgato ambassador. So if you need any kind of streaming gear or gear for content creation, you can head to n64josh.com/Elgato. And basically anything that you see me create with, probably touching Elgato in some way. My current camera sitting in an Elgato ring light. The gameplay that you're seeing on the screen right now, captured with an Elgato capture card. The mic stand that my mic is in from Elgato. So Elgato's got its fingers in everything. And so it was just a really good fit. And so if you are needing any kind of Elgato gear, head on over to n64josh.com/Elgato. That is my affiliate link. So that means anything that you end up purchasing from Elgato does help support the stream. So appreciate you guys so much. Let's jump into the news. And it is a day to get the grains of salt ready to go. Okay? Get the grains of salt ready to go because Nintendo Switch 2 may have leaked. Specifications for the Switch 2 may have leaked due to some diligent individuals who have been tracking shipments happening between component suppliers, NVIDIA and Nintendo. While we won't know for certain if these specifications are included in the next generation system from Nintendo until the Kyoto-based company officially reveals it, but it's certainly interesting and pitches the system as a slightly more powerful PlayStation 4 console. Here's what's been discovered so far. 12 gigs of RAM, 2 6 gig 7500 MT/S. This is speech that I'm not all that keen on or familiar with. Okay, LPDDR5 modules, 256 gigs of UFS 3.1 internal storage. Seems like both the console will include a built-in microphone and thus maybe controllers too. RAM is specifically LPDDR5X. So I do want to go to the source on this one too, because I want to dig in a little bit further and see, what we can glean from this. So looking through it, this is Centro Leaks on Twitter or X, okay, and they are basically. I'm just following a paper trail right now, okay, following a little paper trail essentially. So now we're heading over to Reddit, and so it says Family Boards has been tracking shipment. And customs data between Nintendo and NVIDIA and others to find hints of Switch 2 manufacturing starting sometime soon. And last month, as these postings from the custom site are delayed by roughly 2 months, it looks to have crossed a crucial point. This is crazy. This is like the lengths these people will go to is kind of unbelievable. But I'm here for it. So, we already went through the specs here, but let's. I just want to dig into a few of the comments. The first one, says, in a couple of hours there will be articles starting with Switch 2 memory specs leaked. I love it. Looking at a few others, it says. Oh yeah, there's a correction there. It's not 1 month, it's 2 months. So one of these comments here says video game nerds are on a whole nother level. Next week we're gonna start an article stating Family Boards has hacked into the Pentagon for Switch 2 info. Like this is wild. This is wild. The lengths that people are willing to go to is crazy. And I'm looking over at chat right now. Gaming since the 80s says, here's what I want. for from a Switch 2, backwards compatible with Switch games, Metroid Prime 4 as a launch game, and a new F-Zero game. I love it, gaming since the 80s. That's fantastic. Jenna says, imagine stalking Nintendo's shipping. Must be a boring life. And Cryptic says, they go on a Mission Impossible movie to find Switch 2 specs. Yes. Yeah, literally Ethan Hunt right now trying to find out what is going to be inside this next Switch. Like it's really funny to me, honestly, that people are going to this length. Now, here's another comment from this is from X, you guys. It says, I know nothing about tech specs. What does this mean in more basic terms? And the reply from Cetro Leaks is 732 GameCubes duct taped together. That's the response for how powerful the next Switch will be. So, it's wild seeing how far people are willing to go to find out this information. But that's crazy. So here we go. I'm back on the Reddit site though, because I wanted to try to dig a little bit out of like, what does this actually mean, right? Because if, the article stated it's a little more powerful than the PS4, which is, that's great. Like I'm here for it. We know how Nintendo works, right? Like they're going to sell a system that they can make profit on, as well as profit on the software. And, the Switch is dated tech. It was dated tech when it came out, and that's fine. We're still playing it today. So not, it doesn't take away from the fun. It takes away from the bleeding edge games. But this comment here, it says, we are so back. This is probably huge for first and third party developers, since they'll be working with, 10, 5 to 11, 2 gigs of RAM compared to the 3 to 2 gigs of RAM in the current model. So this is a significant jump in RAM. Cryptic was asking how much was used for the Switch. It looks like 3. Don't quote me on. I don't have specs up. I'm not just basing it on these comments here. The comment goes on to say, I'm extremely excited to see all the first-party games that will be arriving for the system, especially 3D Mario. If all of this is right, extremely likely, then we might see some fantastic third-party support this time around. The art and the comments continue. I love this, you guys. I love this. This they kind of quoted the tweet saying, I'm excited to see first-party games. And then they said, I've got a feeling Monolith Soft's about to go absolutely nuts. Yo. Thinking about Monolith Soft and the way that they have to like work magic to make those Xenoblade games run on the Switch. Imagine they have enough power in their hands. What that's going to be like. This is I hadn't really even thought about the Xenoblade series and what Monolith Soft could do. Like, now I'm very, very excited. Very excited. So Cryptic says, been waiting for Madden on Nintendo console since the Wii days. Hopefully with cross-play, cross-progression, we can get the new NCAA title and Madden 26 on the new console. Yeah, and it should, it seems like it's going to be beefy enough that third parties are going to be able to not have to compress everything down to clay to make it run on the new Switch. Again, grain of salt as always. Get your sodium out and make sure that we're taking this with a grain of salt. But like these people are crazy. Like tracking shipments and everything else. Like that's wild to me. Absolutely wild. But keep the salt handy, okay? Because we got another rumor we're jumping into. Pokemon leakers suggest Gen 10 games are coming in 2026. So looking at a Nintendo Life article here, it says renowned Pokemon leaker, I think it's just Q, is how you say it. It's KHU, has suggested that we might have to wait a while to see the first generation 10 games, which they hint may align with the series' 30th anniversary. In a recent tweet, the Pokemon leaker asked if we are prepared for G10 and accompanied the question with 30th A. The series' 30th anniversary will fall in 2026, 1 year after the release of Pokemon Legends ZA. And the rumors don't end there. Replying in the same thread, Q stated ZA will not be launching too early next year, making the question of whether it will be a cross-gen title between the Switch and its recently acknowledged successor all the more interesting. What is going to happen there? That is the question. So, continuing with the article, if this is to be believed, then in 2026, Gen 10 release would leave this year Pokemon-less, with only the trading card game Pocket app to speak of in terms of new titles. Now, I would be surprised if that's the case. I would be surprised if Pokemon doesn't go into some kind of remake. Now, maybe this person would already be talking about it, and that's why we're not seeing anything. But maybe Game Freak is taking the time they need with these games so that we don't have another Scarlet and Violet situation. So that wouldn't be too bad either. Cryptic says that's good for all of us, for Pokemon to allow Game Freak to take their time. Yeah, exactly. With the release of Scarlet and Violet, I think it soured fans. I think so too. They need, the next Pokemon game needs to not only have a very, very strong showing when it releases, but it needs to have people talking about it in a very positive light. That's very important. That, instead of seeing crazy bugs with like your character's eyeballs all bugged out of their face, we can see them like in beautiful landscapes, fighting the Pokemon, capturing the Pokemon, seeing the Pokemon in their natural state. Like, I think a lot of people would just love to see Pokemon Snap, but in the main game, like the look of Pokemon Snap, but in the main games, like that. That's a gorgeous game. So, fingers crossed, that is going to happen. I don't know. I'm of the mind that we're still going to see something from Pokemon this year. That there's going to be some kind of a release. I could be mistaken, but that's my gut feeling that we will see something. When or what we find out about that, we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe June. Maybe we're a month away. Maybe we're a month away from finding out a lot. Fingers crossed. Not only some Pokemon news, but I'm still holding out for Nintendo to release one big major title. At least one big major title this year. That's what I'm hoping. So, continuing with the news, Japanese charts. Mario Kart zooms onto the podium, but it can't overtake Stellar Blade. These sales numbers honestly terrify me, because we're like, is Nintendo even thinking about selling the next game? Like, there's a very real possibility it could be 3 years until we see the next Mario Kart, because this one doesn't leave the top 10 sales charts in gaming week after week. After Wave 6 dropped, Mario Kart finally dipped out of the top 10. And now it's at number 2 in Japan. Which is crazy. Now, I'm gonna ask the chat real quick. How many do you think it sold? How many units do you think it moved in this time frame here? So the This is going from it's basically a week. Okay. Managed to stay in the picture for the second week. Okay. Oh, Endless Ocean was in for its it stayed in the number 3 spot. But how many units do you think Mario Kart moved, you guys? Just make a guess. Make a guess. We're talking in weeks here, right? So and I'll give you a hint. Stellar Blade did 13,000. So what do you think Mario Kart did to be in second place? Just any guesses in the chat at all? Any guesses at all? Endless Ocean didn't do too bad. It moved 6,000, and these are the Japanese charts. So I'll just go ahead and give you the answer here. Mario Kart moved 9,652 units. So it's not like it's seeing like, yeah, there we go, 20 million, 1 million. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, so it's under 10,000. So albeit in the top of the charts, I don't know that it's doing the kind of like it from the looks of things. Like I'll read you the whole list, you guys. Stellar Blade, 13,000. Endless Ocean, 6. Mario Kart, like we said, was 996. Ring Fit Adventure, number 4 at 6,500. Animal Crossing at almost 6,000. Super Mario Brothers Wonder at almost like a little over 5,500. Minecraft on the Nintendo Switch, almost 5,500. Princess Peach Showtime, almost 5,500. Actually tied with Minecraft. Sold the same. There's a typo. So I don't think that's accurate because it's saying it moved. Yeah, that's not that. There's no way. There has to be a typo there. Ultimate Smash Bros. Ultimate did 5,000, and Splatoon 3 did 4,500. So the Switch is literally dominating the Japan sales charts right now. There's one PlayStation game in this list and one Xbox game, but it's being sold on Switch. So Cryptic asked this question. I know we always talk about it, but why out of all the Switch games does Mario Kart always breaking charts? It seems crazy that even Zelda, Mario Wonder, and Metroid stall, but not Mario Kart. My honest answer, like what I truly believe, as I've really started kind of trying to like pay attention, and I've put some put some thought into this. I think it's marketing. I really do believe it's marketing. It's like the perfect balance of marketing and nostalgia. Mario Kart was, especially like on the Nintendo 64, was the first time that 4 people got to race together and do battle mode, and then so that was big. Each generation's Mario Kart was a big deal. It's a very accessible game, not super hard to play, not super hard to master, to at least win periodically. I think the Wii is a massive reason. We have to remember that Mario Kart sold 30 million copies on the Wii. And that was like that was a pretty big attach rate, right? Like the attach rate for Mario Kart to the Wii was huge. Now, why do I say marketing? Well, Nintendo never stops marketing Mario Kart. And that might seem a little bit crazy, but think about this. When you go to Target and you go to the toy section, Hot Wheels, what do you see? Mario Kart. When you go to the graphic tees, whether it be boys, girls, men's graphic tees, whatever, Target, Walmart, whatever the case may be, what do you see? Mario Kart. Go into Hot Topic right now. What do you see? Mario Kart. Mario Kart sweatshirts, Mario Kart t-shirts, I have the Princess Peach Mario Kart boyfriend tee from Hot Topic, right? Capri Sun. What did it have on it recently? Mario Kart. What was in the Mario movie? Mario Kart. Right? They never stop. They never stop marketing this game. And when we're wearing shirts and sweatshirts, we're walking billboards for their game. Right? And I mean, the amount of what I find crazy as I've been streaming these last like 7 weeks, like mainly Mario Kart, we're bringing in close to 400 racers a week. Mario Kart, I think, is one of those games that the casuals as well as the hardcore love to play. Right? How many people, like, what I love is within our community, like just in our community, there are husbands and wives that have jumped into the stream, boyfriends and girlfriends that have jumped into the stream, very competitive Mario Kart players that have jumped into the stream, casuals that, like, you know, I saw it yesterday, like, yo, I thought I was really good beating everybody in my house at this game, and then now I'm struggling to keep up, right? Like, this game is not there is a skill gap. If you really want to, you know, get good at it, you can. But if you want to just kind of race and have fun, that also works, and sometimes you'll win. So it's one of those scenarios where it's like, in a way, the perfect game. So Jake says, I am totally a very competitive player. There we go. I love it. And then Jenna said, to be fair, one of the main reasons I got the Switch was for Mario Kart. And Jenna, I'll take it a step further. What was your first Mario Kart, and why did you fall in love with the series so much? Let me know. We'll put the response in chat. But I have a feeling I already know the answer. And a lot of times it's tied to either the Wii or the DS, and in some cases the 3DS. But I mean, this game has had its hooks in me since the Super Nintendo. And what does Jenna say? The Wii and the DS. Like, what do they say? Mario Kart Wii walked so Mario Kart 8 Deluxe could run, kind of thing. Like, I mean, and Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U had an even more insane attach rate than what Mario Kart Wii did to the Wii. It's all like, I think there was like 5 million Switch owners didn't own Mario Kart 8 out of the 13. Like, that's crazy. And then, like Cryptic said too, the booster course, it was essentially a second game. They doubled the amount of tracks. You know, brilliant play on Nintendo's part. So just like they don't stop with this game. And pay attention, guys. Pay attention, because they're doing similar things with Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing doesn't really seem to slow down, right? And what Animal Crossing is its second best-selling game, I believe. So you see, you know, different clothing items. You see Isabelle tweeting all the time. You also see Isabelle or Animal Crossing on Capri Sun, right? Like, there are certain brands within Nintendo's umbrella that they tend to push a little bit more. You know, Mario is he's kind of got his fingers in everything, so it, like, or his hands in everything, so it doesn't matter if it's you know, his mainline games like Wonder or Odyssey or the new Super Mario Brothers has sold incredibly well. Mario is everywhere all of the time. But now we see Nintendo is putting Mario Kart everywhere all of the time, and even Animal Crossing is getting more love. And you've got Nintendo, like, I talk about Isabel tweeting all the time. Mario Kart and Smash both have tournaments coming up, right? Everybody can participate in, and then they will move you to like the world, or you can potentially race in the world championships, and so or fight in the world championships if it's Smash. They're pushing the community aspect of a lot of these games way further than they ever have. So that's that in of itself is just like the longevity of these games. The fact that like Mario Kart 8, Animal Crossing, Wonder, Smash Bros, Splatoon 3 are still in the top 10. It speaks volumes to what Nintendo is doing with marketing and getting people buying these games. Cryptic says, we all know it was the tiny wheels and bitty buggy carts that made Mario Kart sell. Yeah. I'm at the gym thinking about the meta, and it's like they literally could have just given us like pipe frames, standard carts, and standard wheels, and nothing else. And I don't think anybody would have cared because everybody looks the same anyway. Like, if you want the best setup, everybody has to look the same. So I really hope they pay close attention to this, and in the next game, there's not a single cart meta and single character meta. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But let's get back to the news. We got a little bit sidetracked there. Talking about the releases for the Switch today. A couple of the highlights worth noting: Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Okay, this is $24.99. It came out today. This is a non-linear puzzle game developed by the team behind Sayonara Wild Hearts. A woman summoned to participate in a project in her old hotel somewhere in Central Europe becomes embroiled in a game of increasingly nightmarish and surreal illusions. This third-person adventure features over 100 handcrafted puzzles with shifting mechanics and perspectives, each of which leads players closer to deciphering the enigma. Everything is a puzzle in Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, launching first for consoles on Nintendo Switch today. And then this is a game, you guys, that I would say do not skip out on. Do not skip out on. Braid Anniversary Edition is launching for $17.99. I have never experienced a 2D game that hit me the way Braid did. Okay, so it says control the flow of time to solve subtle platform puzzles in this update of the indie classic Braid, featuring refreshed artwork and seriously in-depth creator commentary. Travel from a city house through a series of interconnected worlds where time behaves strangely, searching for an elusive princess. Along the way, you'll explore memories and regrets that still haunt you. This Anniversary Edition remaster of the award-winning platformer contains fully repainted, high-resolution graphics, new sound effects, and extensive audio commentary. Braid Anniversary Edition is available now. So it came out on the 14th. If you are looking for something to play, you're not wanting to dig into your backlog, and there's a little bit of a lull right now, and you've never tried Braid before, do not skip out on Braid. It's so good. It's so good. So definitely a highlight there for sure. So don't skip out on that one. Other than that, there are, as per usual, so many games have launched today. So many different indie games, but the two that I really wanted to make sure and that Nintendo Life highlighted as well, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes and Braid. Don't sleep do not sleep on Braid. It is fantastic, and it will literally leave you. It will literally leave you shocked once you get to the end. Like, just unreal. So, Splatoon Season 3. Sizzle Season 2024 introduces new weapons, stages, and a big run mode next month. So, according to Nintendo Life here, it says, Nintendo has just revealed our first look at Splatoon 3's Sizzle Season 2024, and it looks like it's going to be a big one. Kicking off on June 1st, the annual Sizzle Season will bring with it a handful of new weapons, stages, as well as a variation on the Big Run game mode called Big Run. Yes, really. So let's take a look at what's heading into the Splatlands this time, shall we? Starting with an all-new Turf War stage. Lemuria Hub employs a series of moving parts to mix up the battlefield and keep things feeling fresh. There's also a batch of new weapons. The Wellstring V looks to be a long-range sniper capable of taking out foes from afar, while the Mint Decavitator might just pack the coolest looking Splatana attack going. Get ready to live out your Splatland Samurai dreams. This thing's, it looks like Mentos, you guys, or it looks like a Mentos pack or toothpaste. I don't even know. This is funny. Splatoon's getting weird and I'm here for it. It says we'll be keeping an eye on the Splatoon North America Twitter account over the coming days for information on these newcomers, and there's bound to be some new loadouts too. Finally, the season trailer showcases the new Big Run mode, which will see you facing off against a trio of deadly bosses in the highlighted attack of the Triumvirate battle. So these things look gnarly. The photo they have here for Salmon Run, they look brutal. Lastly, it says, of course, this is only a reveal trailer, so we're sure there'll be a lot of other newbies popping up in the coming weeks, and new catalog and music feel like given at this point. So I love the way Nintendo is keeping Splatoon alive. Honestly, the way that they are basically giving it a season pass for free week after week. Is this something that we can potentially expect from Nintendo going forward with games like Mario Kart? I mean, potentially, but my gut feeling is that they will lead into continually monetizing some of these games going forward. How much? I don't know. Is it fantastic that they're doing this for Splatoon free of charge? Absolutely. Absolutely. Having new gear, new maps, and a new catalog to complete each season is spot on and exactly what games like this need. So love to see that that's happening. Jumping into an indie game here that says Fire Emblem meets superheroes in Covert Crew, flying onto Switch this year. So taking a look at just some of the highlights of the game here. Classic 2D turn-based tactical combat. Strategic grid-based battles with fresh and creative win conditions and boss battles. Over 20 plus playable units recruit from a wide variety of characters, each with their own unique power. Synergize with your teammates, featuring in-battle quips, increase your synergy with other units to unlocking new bonding scenes and in-battle bonuses. Your power is your weapon. Equip power modulators to modify your attacks, increase power, speed, or even add the chance to inflict status effects. Unlocked and craft new modulators as the game progresses. Power pentagon system. Replacing a certain triangle, the power pentagon utilizes the 5 power types in Covert Crew for strengths, weakness, energy, elemental, spatial, physical, and mystical. A wide range of abilities differing from the traditional move and attack. Your units are also able to cast unique abilities that can influence the battle in various stages: attacks, buffs, debuffs, terrain control, and more. Enter the combat simulator. Train your units in a roguelike inspired mode, which includes procedurally generated maps and augmented systems and blueprints to unlock new modulators and skills. Covert Crew has been developed by a one-person team after its sole creator, Daniel, returned to the classic Fire Emblem games in lockdown while watching through the MCU films and Amazon's The Boys. Rather than dedicating all of his time to playing Animal Crossing, as we imagine some people did, not any of us, right? That's what the article reads as well. Daniel learned to code and produced this game as a combination of his two passions. We don't have a precise release date for this one just yet, outside of 2024, but we will keep our eyes on the skies for more updates in the coming months. So Covert Crew actually looks really, really cool, and looks like it's got some fantastic artwork going on. The gameplay looks very Super Nintendo, like kind of NES, kind of simple, but the artwork for the cutscenes, and I'm very curious about this roguelike mode as well. So really, really cool stuff here going on with this game. But again, no date yet, but keep your eyes out for Covert Crew. And the trailer, it looks like the trailer may have just dropped this morning. So if you're into Fire Emblem, definitely check this one out. So this is interesting. Switch Joy-Con drift, class action lawsuit dismissed after 5 years. 5 years of effort ended with a whimper. This is from Steven Sotilio over on X. It says, new 5 years of efforts to sue Nintendo over Joy-Con drift have all but ended with a whimper. Plaintiffs, parents and kids, and defendant, Nintendo, in the two main class action claims in the U.S. filed in 2019 and 2020, agreed the last week to call for their dismissal. And GameFile also mentions a third case, Sanchez versus Nintendo, which lasted 4 years and was thrown away. No other details have been shared, but if there are any updates, we will let you know. Nintendo's president, Shintaro Furukawa, issued a formal apology about customer Joy-Con troubles in 2020, with the company offering free repairs in select locations. It seems like Nintendo will finally be able to move on from this chapter, with the company's president saying last week, announcing the Switch successor news was coming within this fiscal year. One report suggests the new system could even feature magnetic Joy-Cons. So there you go. Heading on over to My Nintendo News, and it looks like there's some more. We're gonna bookend this one with rumors and leaks with a little bit more. So it says reliable Sega Atlas leaker Midori has revealed this morning that she has heard that an internal conversation between Nintendo and Sega and the Kyoto-based company has been referring to the successor to the Nintendo Switch as the Switch 2 and New Switch. However, she points out that she does not believe that this is the final name of the next generation system. We won't know for certain until Nintendo actually reveals the system, which is thought to be coming earlier this year. So looking at the post on X, it says maybe the code name is Ounce between Nintendo, because Nintendo is able to put stronger hardware into portable devices that is not too heavy to use. So it's kind of similar to the GameCube name. In conversations with developers, including Atlas and Sega over the past 2 years, the next hardware is using the name Switch 2 or New Switch, but I do not think it is the final name. So kind of interesting little tidbit there that they're referring to it as the Switch 2 or the New Switch. And another leak from the same account from Midori says a game is in development at Nintendo with the codename Banquet. This is a title. This is a title that appears to be in development by ND Cube and a developer known as Smile Boom. So, Banquet chat. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think Nintendo is? What kind of game is being created with codename Banquet? My head immediately goes to none other than Kirby, because Kirby, right? And he could eat an entire banquet table worth of food if he wanted to. But I'm just curious, what do you guys think? Also, if you're listening on Spotify, you can put your answer as well. I would love to hear from you. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, please leave a comment. But what do you think Nintendo would be making codenamed Banquet? I wonder if it's a Mario cooking game. Jenna says Overcooked, right? So Cryptic says maybe a 2D Princess Peach title. There's so many guesses, and you gotta love these code names too, right? It may have not. It's probably an F-Zero game, and it has nothing to do with with being in a banquet or a banquet hall or any of those things. It's literally a racing game. We will have to wait and see. Genesis, maybe it's Cooking Mama, and I know that would probably get a lot of people excited. But this, I'm pretty sure ND Cube is this would end up being more first party. I think maybe second party. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. But what could be codenamed Banquet? Very, very interesting. Well, that is going to do it for this episode of the Nintendo Powercast. Thank you guys for hanging out. We are doing these live at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And I just want to let you guys know that I greatly appreciate every single one of you. And if you would like to get all of the episodes ad-free, you can subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you in the next one. Bye now.